We are also calling on the minister to use her administrative discretion to review these rates, because you see, the new rate gives you the ceiling. It's more of what you cannot go beyond, but you are allowed to use your ministerial discretion to provide a new dispensation. In other words, to reduce the fees for the citizens to benefit. And you see, let me also address this misleading impression that taxpayers have been subsidizing passports. We have asked at the committee, time without number, that we want to see the evidence. That evidence has not been brought. Subsidized at what cost? Because we know that within the old passport fees regime, there was an inherent mechanism that allowed for those who are applying for through VIP services, who are applying for expedited services and all of that, to pay more.
The passport increase is going to affect a lot of people, because even now, some of my friends want to travel. I even spoke to one person from US today, but the prices are too high. If the government could do something to reduce it so that the youth can get their passport and renew, they can get jobs, because there's no even jobs in Ghana here, and more people want to travel. So if the expenses go high like this, how can they afford it? With that job and they are charging this, it's not fair. The president needs to do something about it. At least they have to help us with the youth coming up. Because even right now, I'm from a traveling agent to see them, to ask them I want to travel. But I already have my passport. When I did my passport committee 7, it was 100 cedis just for renewal. But I just saw it, reading it on Facebook, on the media, it's 500 Ghana cedis, which is abnormal price charges. It's not really good for us.
Yeah, but I think it's fair. If the government is taking like 400, 500, it's better than a Goro guy who take 1,000 something, 2,000, 3,000, and you won't even get your passport in time. You'll be struggling, you'll be going around fighting, you know. Sometimes it even goes worse to the police station and stuff. So I think if the government is going higher, like 400, 500, and they are going to, you know, do it for you, I think it's okay.
Why is it supposed to be increment in passport? Because every Ghanaian has a title to hold his passport. So why is it that you are increasing the passport that from 100 to 500? Why? Because I don't understand why they are increasing. So they are trying to tell us, so the politicians, they are now trying to tell us everything is by taxation. Then can't they do something for us in favor that we are Ghanaians? We deserve to have our passport. So meaning that if I don't have that 500 or 400 plus, I will not get my passport or what? They don't even want that Ghanaians will be traveling. You know, at least right now, each and everyone, when we get the chance, we will run away from the country because it's hard. So they don't want us to be.
We always talk about Ayawaso West Wuogon and the casualties that occurred as a result of what happened at Ayawaso West Wuogon. It looks far away because people's relatives were not affected. But this is one of the cases from Ayawaso West Wuogon. This is Ishao Yaro. He was a very energetic, active, hard-working young man. Today, because of what happened at Ayawaso West Wuogon, he's become invalid. He's unable to do the work that he used to do before. I want Nana Akufo-Addo and Dr. Baumia to see this young man sitting here and how his life has been destroyed because of the hooliganism that took place in Ayawaso West Wuogon. The Commission of Inquiry that sat on the Ayawaso West Wuogon case asked that some people should be sanctioned for what they did. Ishao Yaro is waiting for justice. He's not got justice. It also recommended that those who were injured be compensated. Up till today, there's been no compensation paid to him. And that's why I've said that there are casualties who are still suffering the effects and the scars of Ayawaso West Wuogon. And I call on them, the president, the vice president, Dr. Baumia, that they should have sympathy for this young man and pay the compensation that would also let him be able to put his life back on track. But if Allah blesses and NDC comes into office, he will be one of our heroes, and he will give him adequate compensation to be able to put his life back on track.
All right, Abraso say everything senior so I kind the album afia ne Kofido e de wom de aba besen ko Mpensenpensenmu ne adru so adwen pagumede no high original television. Na answer na ebe shase nze niam bebre ni abobo oboso e de akamaka say the Ghanaian is more sophisticated than we've ever been. They say asembia ebeti bia no ye de beto nsane so ye be sone so na yaji atum se ade ade bibia ebe asembia beka bia no ye be hwe ne ahwe akire se den ana afei ana ye disa enkomo no afei nso so no ehun behia se going forward se ya ye Ghana ni bia bembe na ni aku nkomo a ye di defa abato ho nkoma yidi fa abato ho oze Ghana ni bia very interested oze Ghana ni bia very interested in abato ho nkomo bia mesra ode wonte ase bia bo modern so bebusa ho asem because eno na obegina so e de decide say odo owre na okra ene obi bia be che obi mu ama wa lead you from Sabre and I said from 2025 no from 7th January kosi another 7th December in 4 years. Mr. Ronti, nkomo bia, you should be interested in every little nkomo koso. Se wo adwen kira, e wo se wo kire because sometimes wo adwen be wo se wo campaign for enti, but se wo ka eto asumu ebenufo aka asem ahodo pina no me na me ka se ochen ne ka asem se emfa ho ne platform kete a wo asem bia wo benya bia se wo social media handle so no obi ne be share opportunity na be share wo MPO bibia e wo trimu a wo susu se no na ka ho a ebeboa ama Ghana timi afa no to mapa afra bia na ya bie wa no na ka bi Ghana asem ba afo ano tum se bi mpredua sa onye ho enya na afo na ade predabre so be part of the national conversation, be part of whatever goes on. For anotumbi, a dear be a bear wadjin mu kissing in Ibiano, but modern so do ano betumbi busem netiase. Na sebin preduasa, and quiet to say, what is young crofo now ye be. Ukokro mutino, and no, and who here, none the tongue out beton, say be abacas will be mouse cansana, but let the politician earn your vote. Let them earn the vote. Vote no more among any money. What you say? Or say factor say or represent you and now say ojina wanemu ansa na abeto aba edi amano a wato aba amano. They won't say be a busem. Won't say na ye hawa. What say? So won't say a ode ka pardon or kan brofu bebra ka pardon na kwapum so obeti ase. You need to go to the pato, a brass on say, the impediment ebetena se na atwetwem we be di sankomo ya akopum se ye de be piapia wa akopum se we find serious na 2024 abato no ababia politician bia benya bia no ebe ye de oye adwuma ansa na onya honorable Vondi ewo ahase sanso ana chairman Bernard Mona enso so ewo ha mpanifoi enyina omo maje pene ne se omo ba amia bedin komo ede afa Ghana nsem oye honorable Vondi ye NDC ni mapa ya oye chifu atimokwa womo member of parliament wono ana 2020 omo ka se omo de omo wire hye mu omra parliament na omra me represent omo and he's been doing his work or distinguishing who are born modia abon adwuma babesi sabre minim se na me be hunu mo bono ato akoso a minim se asanso so ababio ese chifu atimokwa afọ mo nsanso so enso no mu bio minim se mugu so a money no edi nkomo no ankasa be kana sem Now, I'm a presidential candidate for 2024 general elections. Europe Bernard Mona. A say PNC for a film on Betuaba. Na the empire, we are forward looking people. Your empire, we are in him saying Yankopon no Ankasabe, and the empire in him saying Yankopon. Because he's a young man, Pan-Africanist, and he knows what goes on in Africa, any Africa politics. In fact, he's one of the people of Matna say, Akase, Yeni say, these are the people that sometimes say, Bompire say, Benya, the opportunity. Because in some way, Matna actually Akano, a dozen. So why not? Why not give people like that the opportunity? Say, to say the young man, Anyan was Senegal. What's the big deal? I mean, so until we say Manoa Binim say Bernard Mona, I am a candidate for 2025. That's one of the reasons.
Papa Majoso, and thank you for the endorsement.
Oh yes,
that Mami assure say Umpai Bono Ebeba.
Piao.
It's coming Ebeba say 2024. At the declaration of the results, Bernard Mona will be the president of Ghana.
Piao.
Niamehuni say Parliament will be controlled by NDC and MPP. And I have no problem, say 1D, if your people elect you back to Parliament. But you come and meet a president that will work for the benefit not only of the people of Ghana, but your constituency in Ankasa. Because yeba be ye juma. Tie, na mene President Basiru Papa, kasa. Na omo amunim President Basiru Papa, he is the International Secretary of the Pan-African Federalist Movement. And I'm a coordinator for the West Africa. And yeba the Federalist Movement launch in Accra. President Macky Sall and Joe Maya, Professor Joe Maya, they are very close. Intina Basiru Papa na Okase, yen we are too radical. And I said that, but his son was going to become the Prime Minister of Senegal. Na Onjindi. Well, so Najini say, yen our group we are too radical. Because na Nebano, Osmani Sonko need to IC. Yebachi omomie no amode omoko court. And a court no said they have barred Osmani Sonko from contesting the presidential elections. Osman Sonko ekase ode tumino amani to IC. Take note. Nanka ebeye Osman Sonko. But the court barred him from contesting the elections. They were released from jail exactly 2 weeks to the elections. Our campaign was simple. Jomai Basiru is Sonko. Osmani Sonko is Jomai. And that was the message that spread across. Omoto abano ewie no. And I mesa man papa message. Say congratulations. Obanu Babedi, president. I say, and that from Sao. Na Senegal the Bibia betumi ada na said is confirmed. Obedin kunim. The next day, the Papa Nuka said, this is the biggest thing that will happen to Africa in the last 50 years. Because onim nebano bebia ojina. Ne thoughts about Africa and Pan-Africanism. And Onokrampa Oye, a member of the Pan-African Federalist Movement, he thinks that his son's appreciation of Africa and the dynamics were a different radical level. And I'm sure say what he in his speeches, how he took France on. Say France, stay away.
Stay away. Africa bet me I
I say and colonial leaders before.
Italy, Germany, and then at a point they all come and
you still want to have a stronghold on Africa and leave us to deal with our African problems. The other people, Omambano. Africa is dealing with its own problems, and clearly. But
one interesting thing, they're not more kind of dream when they say, not before say, no, he was sounding as if Africans in our meeting and or Casadia Momo.
No, but we be meeting.
Organ to say the African. I say the African for you now.
I'm telling you, sir, we meet. I mean, we meet. Do you understand? That bracket of young people are we meet. So. Evidently, we have a certain passion for the continent of Africa. And I can tell you that In 2024, when the elections are declared, we will see that Africa will gravitate towards Ghana again and look to Ghana as the hope, because Kwame Nkrumah offered it, and we will relive it.
We hope so. Honorable Bondi. Bibia Bokode.
Nyamiantom.
Unia no be the president.
Aminchia, 1 year Jibra Shayen. And Abranti Bia, Papa Bia, Damakumas. Chairman Hakimade.
Okay.
On the chairman of Fatima.
Wow.
Naminsha Madam Confidence, 1 year Jibra Shayen. I think that there is a practical realization of fact that is practically engulfing the African continent to the extent that the African are realizing where they belong, and they want to take the bull by the horn themselves. And Africa sorry. I was listening to President Barack Obama just a few minutes ago, and he was talking about why it's not good to vote for Donald Trump. When you have a president that fights for himself and need a few people around himself alone, his family members and friends alone, you leave the entire population to suffer. And I was listening to him really keenly. The young men and women of Africa are trying to, do what we want to do and did what is expected of them. Unfortunately for my brother Bernard Mona, he should belong to a party that can make him win. The reality in Ghana.
You won't be wrong with.
This is a very fine
You think
gentleman.
he can be a good president?
This is a very fine gentleman.
But then your friend saying
this is a very
say assume you try BBAB. For the past 32 years, you try BBAB.
Pato, this is a very fine gentleman. Absolutely brilliant. You can never take it away from Bernard. Absolutely brilliant. Very brave. But you see, as I said, we can't crack it out. Baby, I see our Ghana. It is difficult for anybody. So be free, smaller party, and answer individual standing on his or her own to think that he want to be president in the Republic of Ghana. That is the reality.
Okay, that is the reality. But my main science in control. My main science in control. You ever discuss this after we see info analytics for your friends and survey. And survey no my and say share apathy people who are saying Volta region near Ashanti region was Sropa followed by a place like Western region. And if you are smart, it is not because abatuo no mumpe. It is because for a very long time. Until there is a pot, you see, you can strategize and tap into it. Yes. You can offer yourself to them. Say Sadia, I have come. Try me and let us see.
Same strategy.
Closing our campaign.
Campaign strategy. Manu campaign strategy.
Granted, that is the reality, what people are talking about. Vote, a bedroom 50 plus 1%. And two, the point we're making is we are in a situation where
vote can push an election into a runoff.
Never mind. We are in a position where
he will be campaigning for me.
We are in a position where Ghanaians are only calling for one person. You know that. I also know that. Bernard is aware that CIA woman
that they
Ghana
want
for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Pato senka yewua ananka bra na John Mahama wono dollar no kachre kufo so say kufo de bebre for ya aboso kan for na dollar 3.9 na sisi dollar 13.5
one anka who presenti ade mienu and one na obefa. And they see it is real and it is clear. Say Ghana for pay. Yes, we want change, but it is not just any change. We want a change we can trust. Bernard is a very young, intelligent, wise guy. I love him. But the fact is that he is not coming from the angle that can shoot him to the top. Or can Senegal Branty who said there was somebody, because of situation, got that young man to stand on the goodwill of that guy. And now Odimirini.
It was a strategy.
I am praying.
It was a strategy. Strategy there. I am
praying and
somebody could have the same opportunity and mess up.
I'm praying and hoping, say, after His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we'll be getting a very young, intelligent, smart guys who would be training themselves.
Well, are you looking to poach him? Are you looking to poach him? Is that what? Because you're at the angle. No.
Well,
are you looking to poach him?
I feel, say, a brand swan. We'll cross the river when we get there. But I feel that we still need a little vibrant young men and women after His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And we'll see what happens. But certainly not Nanado and Baomia, not at all. I mean, so yeah, then
I was going to say something, but I think Commander Coachinity. Mama era said the Kwaba, open your Kwaba.
Yato abano ebi na afe na oba.
About the hen yato ebi. Bent.
Yato abano ebi afe na oba.
Na bibia boko de mi nua me hu wa che.
I told him say open only a radio presenter from It's because of the long relationship with her. You are the only one who know about sex.
A brother from another mother.
Yeah, every day na me adom de opa boy when you pa. It's ya Mpensenpensenmu so a dey kan, you know.
But Nanake, na obi me kan Nanake, me kan Dini Nanake. That's the name everybody knows. Ghana ha nyina Nanake.
Nkrofo na kra nso fam Nanake.
Osa.
Nkrofo ko no ma wo sa clinic in opposite ho no.
Over say Jata. When the story behind what say Jata no. Akora bi na ba na obe ka che no papa se wo hu Jata o garden no. Ana ne papa bi sa ne se Jata no se na no sitie no so ni komo owi ana na sene eye ketwa ne nan esisi fom soso ne hu ewi ne dua nso ye ketwa no se ei na fe ne sin o se da ne sin aye te se ye dog no se ei ene wo hu Jata o se na wo fu abebe o se se wa se
Jata I say Jata.
Do me say Jata.
Yeah, me say Jata. We make you me say Jata. Go Jata no adwuma bibiri.
Anyway, bibia boko de Nyankopon ya adom a 2024 December 7.
Yeah.
Abato no beba so. Na obia taking a decision. Obia hwede nti obeto ama asumasi anaso obenten. Yen mu bi esusu se yaso nso aso ansa yahudi mu odu nti yebepe
yaso ankwan ka ho
nti na ha nti ye hunu se Nyankopon ya adom na se PNC fo ede omunsa hye Bernard Mona se ono no be ma omo na ye flag bearer nko ade a yen so ebe fa soro afa fom ama waba be ye president so nde wa krado so ni NPP and NDC members of parliament but when to me enya dodo also ye kra no I crowd so no ombe aduma ye say we will do something different for a change.
My brother Bernard is going as an independent
candidate. No, not as an independent candidate, as all contested as a flag bearer. Emma, your friend.
That's on the ticket of PNC. Okay.
Ongoing independent. I mean, it's a party he has loved and nurtured for a very long time.
Because the number of years I would
no man can't because it has never been contemplated. Many fanka biam.
Okay.
A message at time.
Enye bad idea na sebe oni apani wateki no because abrabo ayebu they can say uba itu na monko ye nim em say wabedi national chairman for that particular party.
Youth organizer chairman.
Who the general secretary? General secretary.
Being there, seen it, done it.
Well, go through all the ranks and it's a neo contest as a flag bearer. I don't see anything wrong with that. And what you know, in the nyansa onyankopon de amano ene book nso a wasan asua ka ho no. Say unim say book is different from nyansa.
True.
Yes, many people doesn't know. Knowledge have nothing to do with wisdom. Obi nim book pans wajimi.
Knowledge don't me apply ni.
There be a application, you know.
No, but you want me apply knowledge ni intelligently on your wise.
No, the whole thing is that the application of knowledge, you know, they have nothing to do with wisdom.
That's true. That's what. I mean,
yeah, there was your book munu na woke kan bomu.
Same wavelength.
Ba nyansa di nyame na dema.
Yeah.
Enti na obi wonu mo nko school da, but wo kasa timu se wodi nimdie ni nyansa. And e kasa. Obi wonu mo na certificate nru obi die. Ketua bi basics na ne kuta no, but when he speaks, you see say no akwai mudu. So wo hwe obi ti se Benada. For me, I like him so much. Although toda obogum betia enso be the edumanza na tinye de bia na
opposition bia
kaseti. And I'm say edumanye de bia na obinya no pepepe. Ye tie krase akuriti ka bi the party for ne nya dwe.
Yeah, true. More in particular.
Me in particular, because I say it the way it is. Sanyama enkoyi affect me as a businessman. I'll say it. Bana me brother can simbi say Ghana for sufre Mampeni Dada John Dramani Mahama say
I know they out you
and they mete bana pese me train adwin si bibi so pato this 2024 elections obia any political party obetina be deceive ne ho say we winning election hands down the liar.
Okay,
I'm an MPP man.
I mean, I think I've
gone round this country. Yanin Krofa Kasa. And me as a business person, when you talk to our business colleagues, you want Crawford, technocrats, or you farmers. I do farming as well, which you know. And you know that info analysis for report bia. I'm so be issue this week, but mama ibi teaser be. Mensumenya teaser ni bia kenkan. No, what they are saying is perfectly right. It's the same as what I have gotten from the ground. There be many impending fushi am no mokasa that this particular election is not done deal. Party obeyed in why you jumaden from now to December no bit me win election. Okay. On the side of the MPP, a jumaden in the sense that a ban juma said juma kasa obi babema oya Mampenye Kufuor aye juma papa. You cannot take it away from him. And you can't compare Mpensenpensenmu Kufuor records when it comes to a Jumaye to Mpensenpensenmu Dada John Dramani Mahama. On my baby.
In your definition, what is a Jumaye?
Okay. Brapa too. And them they on say brand the American abosom na ni yaso. And so and they afraid ni ashas nti. Me kan kura me kan kwa. Osha, my brother knows. Who call all over the country. Na hwe akwan. Mpensenpensenmu Kufuor way. I know Bernard will not dispute these facts because he knows. Akwan. Wayakwan bebre. Agenda 111 in Nkrofo.
I was going to ask you about that. Say amam for I say na no be ka say mopa monka hospital ba ko pa musi. Obi because na agenda 111 maka afi the mo say mota can be we say at various levels of completion. Near TB organ heart theater. How about that? Agenda 111 no have a.
And no correct. But Patu, maybe mount. And I say, my minister said, meet me for the crown man. I'm working. Okay. I send you document VCC.
Agenda 111.
Now, adia me call ye, me Kobe. Me di mani hu bi. The man mani ji ye no ye wo kohwe baabi ti say peve in the voter region. Zone 7, they are sending on the zone 7.
Zone 7.
Yes. Na
zone 7.
Yenu anu bi kase Mpensenpensenmu Kufuor to come and be a part.
When were these pictures taken?
These pictures taken I think last February.
Last February.
Which Eduma Kura Gusu aye koso. We call PEVE in particular. I'll not be able to pronounce it well because PEVE. AKP. I just said Bernard Boame. No. He's very good in pronouncing those things. Patoni and here for
PEVE 73.42%.
0.42%. Menu me no nyina dance here. So pese uhunu 73.42 na.
But man who ave dakpa.
Yeah, ave dakpa so 70.22.
Akachi.
The reason why me do call voter
region. Akachi de munye kra. 11.5%.
Karaga say krampo dia. Pato, you know me, I say it the way it is. Karaga say krampo dia. Afe kra ni akle asase. And there are other places krampo afe say like intimi nya asase nimpo. You know me, I say it the way it is. But the good thing is that abayno etimi aje baby ayenya nsase baby ayeye nyuma ni bia kwa kodru no, we have about 78% of agenda 111. So roughly about 90 hospitals egusua ye adwuma no. Pato so wonim Kofodia di odi wudi mu a the Kofodia Regional Hospital e ho me fa nkwachiri nko e ho de minim se wan kasa wa visit not long ago and wonim se de adwuma ne se iko enti so obi gina ba bi no catch you say e na mommo hospital ba kwa wo ba ban mu asi Pato ye ba aban mu a enuma ye ne dooso the same way and obi nso betimi gina ba bi aka kire say NDC for the omu you omu mention one person omu so time omu man free senior high school. But that is not the way I want to go. Me, you know me, I don't do politics with this kind of compare with somebody, those kind of thing. And I'm meeting one dancing.
But do na ne wo be 44 be 11 nomnia that. What is the Sikasema na? Sir, Sikasema.
The challenger and the yenya. Obi akacho se ni Sikasema ya otrofo. So be unim say agenda 111 near project be aban no e pesi kakakra to ho a nanka ye dia start
COVID sika no
ye dia start here ye dia ye dru baby na unim say COVID sika ni ntimi nyina nwie with mobilization of
111 111 111 times $6 million US dollars say
initially
because mo ka say ba ko bia mo the $6 million US dollars ne besi
Pato one thing also Shannon so they say
it's 111 times $6 million US dollars.
66.
Nyame aduma wo calculator idi so betimi abo
$66 million.
Times 600.
No,
times 600.
Times 600. No, 6 million.
So 666.
$66 million.
$666 million.
$666 million.
$666, not 66.
$666 million.
So, Pato,
only
you ask yourself, only a term I use in Mexico. In Cherese.
No, when you look at the quantum of money that you've received,
that is according to your view.
You are looking at it, you can say only.
That is according to your view. But please, let me be focused.
Okay.
There's a topic nani atiesim near friend. We are party alongside agenda one.
So what share a juma abain abo on this agenda 111 thing. You could see say a baby oh my God, when you have that kind of vision, say me see 111 hospitals at a go. A baby apart from a Beneku for Abain. Nan non so interesse. I remember say Pato minimum meeting when you introduce agenda 111.
Yes.
And I said it, say me and even 70%. It will be difficult for somebody like me. Say me alternatives were different and as I compare MPP. I am happy the stage I won there, but not satisfied.
I remember on radio you said it will be a game changer.
It will be a game changer.
But I know, also, the NDC from Kandom Bekanina. Now we
say
a game changer. It's a big game changer there. You do 2024.
Yeah.
Baby, I'm more drew and it said the AC echo. And I never made a dear who say a bit changing game now, not saying changing game. Because asɛm me say na
no the pastor will carry some
me say at the end there me say o ka nipa de bewu na techere ma de nya de say be pro
and I say carry so dey you go soon to tintim asɛm
no game changer there ye hwese they say na echo ntina wa ba wa ma me zones
yes
ne hwa ne de ka na various levels of completion why ntina na me bisa say adan na muntimi enye ye because mpese me kan na me ba be che say de na honorable Bondi eka ho asem say ya check say covid sika say na mutimi erezi ye nti mo ye committed ese mo be use covid sika nka anya hwe na fe ya hwe de enwunu gu ye enom ne ade ade nti bia de ni nyina be din komo
one thing also she ne so ne say obi catch we say na covid sika say na mo rezi ye na de na mo de ye covid sika de ye adwuma pa o ade ba ko a ya na ye nuanom hyeda eto omani gu so and they don't want to talk about it ya bra mampenie kufo adoma adwuma yefo tena afie especially teachers for 1 year even in US workers bebre yi womadi momu ko fie but mampenie kufo adoma teachers tena afie ya to school mu wontimi nka se wontu omuka we paid them throughout this I think 9 months or so they are aware and if any benya says can free pato wo de no to nchen a ye fidi Ghana for but today we say enye covid sika in particular account intina ye ba so my man is just like that meja ne ho bi e betimi anyamere ni aba say na de ye behwe ye bowura covid sika ye nya ye ne dodo de de aye de ufi wo pato wankasa adwene se afa baabi which you know me very well say ye confirm say afa baabi I will be one of the people who lead the crusade against woman efa womansem because baby aba true no I keep telling people it's about time I say you taking the leadership they should be accountable to us.
Do you think there's animal we na can ho be okay so apart from this and other things what are the things do you think say criticize apathy in most especially Ashanti region where you come from there is serious apathy MPP
already research now the buy
plus what you know because you claim it reflects the one kasa unim
say wo hwe enam di kan say wo hwe adwuma woni na for di nkomo my Ashanti region na be free ba woni omudi nkomo mo nso mo kan say adwuma aye koso ne de in fact yen nyira ye hu bi ukọ miamadamfo MP Oluwa asane manso na kwa ne constituency na akọhwe pato sa kwan stretch na e ko dan no minim so afa so na nsen ya some years back na ebetimi take you more than
fact you na be kan no ha say Alfred Thompson and I say na omoye campaign oye baumia campaign omofa some baby copy central region
and no very short cry kofa yi chemama fukrum achiase no agbawure mo central region yi ho na koye 3 regions hie e wo pra ne so wo ho ti Ashanti region wo ho no ma ni adubi ase na ayi asen north na eastern region chemama fo wono nso ayi achiase constituency nso shemu into that enclave no pato me say first na betimi take you about 5 hours from Nsawam to Oda but then udi 2 hours kwa na bia one
in spite of this apathy
no meba ho
no
on that stretch pato on that stretch no upon kwan ya yamampani akufo do aye ni nyina achi ye ne nkrofo didi nkomo what they are saying is say we've seen it but problem ye ya ne MPP aban na nya ne say sika ni krum ade na ma sika ni krum adwuma nkoso enwuma ni ho ana se contract ahodo na emema no ho asem te sei en pato de yenum bi reporter yanyinya ene nsem a nkofo aka no o ma sika kodi omukpotom wa ban mu you see aban bia party bia ba ban mu there are so many ways aban mu nkrofo party people friends etimidinya their friend contract any sika e wa ban ni ma enye so de nsa kobo aban sika mu no that is not what I'm talking about Bernard Hoy na se ne ya me minister for sports na o se ye kokoye kosi AstroTurf na menim se Bernard ewo obi a ono so wo campaign obetimi asi AstroTurf no na me frɛ Bernard senior onipa yi so obetimi ayadwuma ya man mane mrai so capacity na ho ɔden no obetimi aya oba ɔde ne papers beto na mpa obetimi aye because a true Bernard no ba ye no adwuma na bia me ka kire de contract man say woni Bernard elesi na munya adwuma no no so nya mfaso mfiri adwuma ne so pato what must say and these things I know my brothers will not say I'm lying. I no Bernard you no aye contract ne directly but because say ono na be the middleman because of ono ni relationship na create adwuma ma contractor ninti he also has some kind of benefit obenya e wo project ni mu but se ko ba say Bernard nkwana emedi afuomu do contract afa Bernard so yenkosi school dan ya Bernard yenkosi hospital ya Bernard yenkosi court dan ya Bernard yenkoye kwan ya Bernard ti Bernard nkwana sika ni gudem ena pato ebre
sa na si o ma ban mu
pato what the me analogy na me no ti ase enti ubehu se Bernard so okuteska sika ekuta ne nyeska wakobɔ kro no no odi anya anaso ode ne nsa akɔbɔ aban sika mu but oye ono so genuine business ode eboa aban ne chichiriye ena ono so onya bibia ne nsa ekona no but sekoba say a spread it across these things not only MPP time when you know me I know say here Bemze Negoso I know people in the NDC when you people were in government they were in government with you but they were poorer than people who live in Sodom and Gomorrah. I almost play part in NDC winning the election. One challenge I me what these two strong political parties ne when say omo refi eni pantem
omo
okay. These politicians are making
do you think it is one
one of the reasons and for the say sika eniku
according one side
omo nya bi ni enye so omo say aban na ye adwuma
omo scanner di one side
I was say adwuma na ye no o say da na me ka say bi minim say o person me wrap up na o kom so say o ye kwan pato na kwan na efe from her to Tamale say de na wusi ensawum kwan so on de mampani akufo adwuma yi efe na se ye kwan wi na pato me ni adwuma ya me nya wan Ghana cedi mfa mfo trotro mfa kwan ne so bi ba se me bie 1D1 na for wo dan na chini enye wo kwan a mo taxes nkakra akra na mo tuya ne betimi di aye kwan na
honorable Bondi ni na ya party ya na fa ni na ba anti
so mama ni hu na do position they don't go position no eno ne ato yen
okay honorable Bondi
they was so far no mutu yemfo odan ti aye
ti men kana se me man mo no an kana se onim se do si kana se mpa
me da se me nua ya se aye we se ekroto ho na audience nwu e de mia kro nu a ebe ji wo nyina
obua ebi ya
na sell
deto wom
o kata no ai di
o ka bi
eni nti no
ensu nyu
no aka wa
ensu nyu ko la invest hie ni guru
o wa cha center
eni nti no
o wa cha center
se MPP enu ne ho no osre a ayo mo ankasa asem me de meka bia mo mo san menua voter apathy enkrofo sovia yaye e pa kire se enkrofo mbeso mbeto aba efiri se na o ma adwene ne se yehu MPP yehu NDC
pato amanka ba ko na
obie ni ho a ya se mo no
omo se omunim se odi me ya kwekwa me fanka patos ne to awode nso ba ko na omo kan se most of them are angry with the MPP but they don't see NDC as alternative.
All right.
Okay, that's one say ufa onipa setena onipa bia no wope so okonenim but won to me nko enim enkodum pempe so a wope nti in economics no ye ka bi se onipa ntimi nya ne ho ndru bebia wo beka se wa men de bia no wope bribi aka ho nti wo befa enuama mienu a wokuta de wa hwe se enuama mienu diohe ena abebua me ama makomeni
opportunity cost ho no
esale nti no so wo hwe nana dodanko akufo adoni baomia especially baomia na wo hwe his excellency John Dramani Mahama 4 years Now we have Nana do Danko Kufuado and His Excellency Bawumia. 8 years. Now the two son near. I just say, be a winning Ghana ha. No, I can say, winning Hampana say, and then so to an adri. Damiado made that me fear honor. And so try. Uti me them I want it. This will be a want it.
I soundproof.
Opposition
put us soundproof.
Opposition
put soundproof.
Entino.
Obey proof, you know,
Entino. Since you toy and a 1 year. Into a ditching, and when who says you go from. So be whom. Menria. Ghana for air Casayan to Abayan to Aban. Ma a branso 2024, December 7. Now, Ube who said you bet to Abama John Dramani Mahama. A be young one. Winning baby. Nania Kokwe, but I'm intimate and Kobe. So we have Kwe generally, automatically, no one said Kwe almost 80% a MPP4. But I know I say. Less than 40% are the MPP4. And yes, I be a party in one pay.
Less than 40% can be 1%.
Less. Let me catch you say. Sesiano.
Yeah, Jumana.
Check for one my bet to Obama MPP. They are less than 40%.
Okay. Okay.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Initially, no, those days, no, we be send the 80% and above to Obama MPP. But me catch us about 2024. December 7, Kwewufo abeto Abama MPP. Omo do 40%. Mena me catch it.
Dodo na abeto MPP.
Omo ama NDC John Dramani Mahama. Amenua. Sa wona nka wo ye adwuma wa boso kan.
So mo ne ombechem.
Tie mi, ye benya esene wo mo.
Okay.
Sa wona nka wo ye adwuma wa boso kan. Ene ka bere bi ba ya. Wo kofa onuama efra manoni aba. Ucha $100,000 now here only 390,000 Ghana cedi. Now they are confirmed to annual man. No be buy or so me ba. Annual man no crop confirmed free aba. Oni paba kwa confirmed free aba. Na nipa ne ba ye no. Afe won here 390,000 Ghana cedi. No when $100,000 confirmed man no. Won here 1.3 million Ghana cedi, 13 billion. No when $100,000 akofirmed man aba. Wonipa mienu aba say ma me breme de oso na me nsomo pato nka wanka wana wo befa menua yeti omemu ha ene obi beka kire yen say yen hu hia kra se ye beji yakwaji bosia wa manoni entiani ane se ye di to asisisi ye kwanso ne ye gigigigi sika every driver for ho ye betimi aye yakwan nyina mena efefefe ne aye a concrete road. What you say? Fe o Ghana he nyina na se won no ba omia woni me economics nyina be kana na do ho no mo ba. Within 6 months no. First 6 months no. Ekura bia si ni ho, ekuro bia ni ho a wo be hia toilet. Ana se obe efin be wo ho. Nipa wo ya be di yeso. Wasi wa ye adwuma o Bank of Ghana. Sike gu Bank of Ghana, Manchester Ghana credit me ni mane nsada. Papa yi ba ye no. Me ne wo kase yi no. Enwo mama ye din kenke ani ye ton 50 pesos no. Ete ye ton 5 cedis kenke dokuno ayedie. Anti ebeye den na ye din ama onipa wo Ghana ha se wo chusu ida so wo chusu ba omia ana so wo chusu John Dramani Mahama. Voter apathy. I'll tell you this. You see, when expectation is so high, and that expectation is not met by the person you trust so much, and I tell you, counting to 2016 election, you know, President Akufo-Addo, then candidate Akufo-Addo, was the most trusted presidential candidate in the history of our life. Because in some way, you know, then some no, and drew. So that expectation, that hope, that belief, young Crawford share papa no. Of course, because it's so terribly not met, absolutely horribly mismanaged. And it is easy so nipa beka say, me kura de mabeme gu mabre. me kura me hu se meto ababio mu ana me ntubio onipa ya me de me wira hye ne mu yi no aka nsam dedede no wi wode me sa ato aboso no wo twai nti ebesi den kwa sese me kɔ ne san bio MPP for a to about disgruntled MPP dissatisfied MPP people looking for place to go would definitely tell you say abanu kra ya ntubio one MPP ni bia Ghana ni bi obehu ni bi obaka cho so me kra de me habanu kra me ntubio mu there's a likelihood so your MPP ni I tell you what vote at John Dramani Mahama Benya 2016 2024 you'll be shocked. I tell you what, and I have said say John Dramani Mahama is not making anything less than 58% of first round of this election 2024.
58%.
He's not making anything less than 58%. 2024. Who bet me to baby? Do you understand? Because you see, Ghanaians have seen and
a feeling, conviction.
No, that is the reality. That is what will happen. Don't even ask me why it will happen.
No. Why? Me perceive me actually. Na me say a strong conviction be a war. The uhunu nti ana wa ma obi a survey be ama.
Okay. Minia. I think said the feeling I have you have same. Under no circumstances will you feel say a brand na John Mahama wo ho no. Now we top petrol 14 cedis gallon ni na 14 cedis. Ne ye ka kire say John Mahama ne trimu odin sin owuo. Nti no ton petrol my 14 cedis. Na omo akofa onipa ye trust na ama ne broso. Akofa na aba no si the petrol no ebeba fam kura magana for kura benya be free. Na me no ka say petrol eton almost 70 Ghana. Ye den krofo mienu tu ho a one na obeto aba ama no. That should tell you say it is not only a strong conviction, it is just a possible reality. Ebeba so. Na me adom ne ato aba His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ghana for na ye nto aba ma MPP bio, ye nto aba ma MPP bio no. Wo munnim so meto ama. Mam tell me ka be intro. Wo battery for etimo kwa. Predominantly we're farmers. I'm a cocoa farmer myself, you know, because my parents were cocoa farmers, you know. And me no ka say, so I bind the cocoa kwa ma no nia. Wo se samba Ghana sikema. O ton cocoa no bag back more than 35 million. 3,500. Oba, I mean these guys are really, I don't know, but Oba, no abre Ghana ni no wodu ya cocoa no. 1,003. No abrani 1,003. Wona adu akoko no. Koko no na ogusu. Hold on. Abba. Medua me koko. Eguso. Ati koko no. Ahata me na wo. Dina koma obi o this kan beba. Na wo aso ade akoma nipa no a. Wo ba ya. Waton ade ne 35 million. No abrani 13 million. Next kan aka no afa. Wo wi aka chem se wasanso aboka. Ane no an say na me. And you expect a cocoa farmer. So obesanso akọ queue no ato abama akufuado. Oba ye no. John Dramama.
Subsidizing fertilizer mama spray.
Jesus Christ. Pato wudi asama ba.
Ba be free for free.
Pato wudi asama ba. John Dramani Mahama abereso no. Pato wunim minso minim say ekuani no odo cocoa no. John Mahama man fertilizer free. Ni a trust not for sale. Yanton ba omia school a wakọ nyina bo degree nyina no oba ya yanton no wanti asent oton ma akọ akuafo sese no John Mahama de na ode aba na yaton ama akuafo na asa no sese kra bi ni hompo biom ni yaton ama akuafo woti am che na say wo wie ye no ana kokko no ode kokoton ye no oba no first ka nyina e na obra akuani no 13 million akuani we betimi akwankọ gina ho asanso akoto aba ama na nado dankwa akufado nini ba womia ugidi se obeye menua tie mi.
Okay, how about the arguments if the first time omunya 13 million no bi ni
abba ai first time omunya 13 million bi ni first time nso water petrol 70 million ansa odi akogu ni koko so no eno nso ni emebu ana
7
70 million.
There be 700,000.
in 700,000 Sani Bekano
70 cities now. So
There was all
70 cities 700,000 me na now work class me na now work class so Ghana city on tiase wo dem me kire no intin say wo to ade 14 cd na wo to no 70 cd wo tiase na John mama ma 800 Ghana cedis for cocoa okoton no 1002 a no no abeti 800 amount wo see ye papa ya before ade akoton no 3500 oba no ma 1003
about 2016 na cocoa bag yes
na ye 800 cedis.
True, really?
That's the thing. Go and check.
It's about 800.
Go and check.
800 eba.
Maybe sound hold on. Maybe sound
it was around 500.
500. So
hold on.
Yeah, bam.
But it was.
It was 500. It was even 480.
Wait, no. Me.
God.
All right. So opinion. It was around. It wasn't 800 in 2016.
John Mama Bresson. The point is, Coco near Cotton is saying, we are 1 mile a bonus. We are 1 mile and draw the Coco no so free. We are 1 mile fertilizer the Coco no so free. We are Uko Koju Sika, Cotton Cocona, the Bianeska Gua Wokodia Wonsaka. I buy way see John Mama Timo dear Mebimba da. Niye wakoko scholarship ya dema nkoladi school. Esi Ghana as I say adie ba ko ho asi ye ni ayanya kwan akọ school kakra no. Ye de nidie ni obuoma Ghana fo. Ye ni an ye tro constitution mu say F cube ne ba ekwe enim no. Ye be ya ade ye friend progressively free SHS. School secondary school no. Ye be ni kakra ama ni nyina be ye free kura. Ye ni an ye tro ye mrampo mu. Ana sade ne betu John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency. Ana John Mahama, or the progressively free SHS buy. I am rapona ashanisa. No one who said nipa be bruso I was school no munti. Adwene what John Dramani Mahama tinu wallahi. So which 100. Now the kitty be shaba umiatrimu anitibe pai. John Dramani Mahama hun say nipa no abegu progressively na eba no. So eventually you are totally free crown into was started see free was day schools and we see school dying day school at John Dramani Mahama ACCA. This is a visionary leader, a leader who knows tomorrow will come and is preparing to meet tomorrow. All right. What's you mean? No. But even quotation you kurahano or nyani ye papa na trantra man trade no. We are what catch me say, who got to aba 2024 about me wini. You are not in Ghana.
You are not in Ghana.
You are just not in Ghana.
Bernard, you are in Ghana.
You are just not in Ghana. But we must continuously explain to Ghanaians for them to understand.
Info analytics for Kano.
No one is
also, you are always
you know
what is happening.
You know it, I know it.
Almost
the info analytics and what you have also seen on the ground as far as the 2024 elections now are concerned. Dear now so the Atwaba. Is it what they are talking about? And I say one can so sharp and near my dynamics no and said yeah be a amount for no. How do you see it?
Pato me das maminchia menuamu mieno. So see a friend set. We are pato, your friend is settled.
Your friend settled. Nana K. Any Vondi. Vondi, and I pay Mamma Akoma and how.
But I say,
because 2024 no, and your Modia and your MPP dear, a media. Mamma Wakoma and how cry na. They be a meka.
Who can enter man come love me or running mate seriously? But me maame so they won't me no.
That be Prof Nana.
Prof they won't me no.
Has been my
seriously.
Has been my mentor, and
she was your vice chancellor, right?
Was my vice chancellor at the University of Cape Coast.
Yes.
And she admired and respected me as a student.
Yes.
And fortunately for me, as part of her research to get her PhD, Okotina Sankana Kakra.
Oh.
Because she has to do PhD on the triumphs of our people over slavery.
Okay.
And Sankana was one of the places where the slave Islamic invaders or raiders were defeated. Until she stayed in Sankana to study and to do a lot of work. So her closeness to the people of Sankana is unmatched.
Yeah. And
so along the line, sometimes they compromise the Sankana vote for her because he has lived with them. And so Prof knows that well, and we all know that.
And then the choice as running mate, is a strategic choice.
Absolutely.
But that notwithstanding,
yes,
the man himself is coming.
Okay. Nipana
John Dramani.
Sankana Nipana Ankasa.
And
the camp at Yana John Dramani, John Banduan with Zangana.
Pato, info analytics. I am say we should take them serious.
Okay.
Because so far, all the elections and our predictions
are take you almost serious from day one.
What you say? They do scientific analysis. Data no. Na omo analysis. Baby a omo cramp omo who say it's not certain. No mutimi achre. Right from constituencies be a year by elections to the MPP primaries. What they said and the percentages they earmarked, maybe are not ammonia clear. No, Mark said this group of people, no, omonkasa, but this is their percentage. In Tibetimiako, either way. Now, at the end of the day, no, Utimi said that group of people, no, no moko bako, and then it increased. Omoka said Kennedy, Japan will come second. And yes, sir, said Alan is not close to Kennedy Japan. Now, people were doubting it. At that time, who would think that Alan was not even the front runner? Baumuka said Baumia will come first, followed by Kennedy, and then Alan. No, Bia Njindi. Until the results came, and it was in that order. And of course, Omoba Beko the second round, Omuka said, Baumia campaign for no, they are predicting 80-something%. That, hey, be careful. Adiano Krampo Munya 70%. Or Mukai say, what we are seeing on the ground, Munya 70%. 60% no Krampo na ya yedin. Na Obia Njindi, na Obia, President Akufo-Addo has whipped everybody, all members of parliament, about 90% or 95% of members of parliament are with you. All DCEs across this country are with you. Ministers, except 2 or 3, Omunyina are with you. All CEOs of institutions, Omunyina Neo and Ejuma. By extension, all chairmen of the constituency and their secretaries are with Baumia. So now the Baumia campaign team were talking about 80%. In fact, Ekodru Baby Nukrampo, they were belching. Omuka said 90%. Now, Info Analytics says 70%. Now, at the end of the day, what they predicted came. And of course, now people said they were surprised at the performance of your friend saying Kennedy at Japan. But Info Analytics were not surprised at all by that performance. You will not take them serious. Unlike Ebimu, almost your friend saying, pollsters, Omuti Labonio, Omunko Bibia. Omuti Laboni, Unia Penny, if you want me to mention name.
One were down for.
Yeah, oh, yeah, down for I made friend or uncle. Utia say, Uncle Benefson, Oti Laboni, Uncle Bibia. Now we timi at Nasibia, our phone, no afreha, now a churo. And most often you see that there is a wide variation between your okay. In fact, sometimes it turns even the direct opposite. But in impa way info analytics most are down kwafo mono. It means they go down the ground. They don't talk until they go down the ground. In fact, ubisa no questioner on a certain matter. Obet timi catch say we know. Near ubisa and ya nyanye analysis one. Inti just say yakoye and sana yaba. What you say? So when you ask, they will tell you that no, on this part we have not done a juma. Inti yebako akoye juma no na ye the results naba. Omo the results no ba. It is something that you must respect. So far, they have distinguished themselves that they understand what it means to do pooling in this country. Now, omo na omo de omo report aba. In the report no, omo say the two political parties are losing grounds. A man for duduo kase ya breo na baby a eye NDC stronghold no almost say omonto aba na se omonto aba ma NDC a obviously omonkoto aba ma MPP. What we can see from that is say omobetena fie ana ebi mu beko akoto aba ama omo members of parliament but decide either to invalidate the presidential paper. Because omubuefu with the performance of the party.
Obikura kachem so beto ma training nyina no ase no.
What do you say? No, it happens.
Yeah, or say onye call or say one no say the okan no kwa koto ma na em.
Na wase no.
Our to ma na MPV are setting ye better presidential man. To oje no
obeto ama omo nyina. So it is possible. Say nia omo kano yemfa ne ye. What is that percentage ayeka? Oka Ashanti regional. Omududuo bu efu. And you understand? Hwe ahemfo enye campaign. But mitie nana Opokuware the second. Sorry Opokuware. Or say to the second. Mitie no. In one of the meetings with the MPs and ministers from Ashanti region, Ochastasi almost say you don't like yourselves. Mumpe moho. Do you understand? I picked that statement that look, muna mo abaimu, and you don't like yourselves. What was he referring to? Because MPP was going for primaries, and they expected that the biggest constituency in party politics is Ashanti region. And Ashanti region did not vote for one of their own. Otunfo did not do campaign, but he reminded the MPs, say, as you were here, oye. So, with that statement, many people are omone otunfo eyadwen. Eka say na azibi anefie. Inti yanto aba.
Azinifie nto
onye. Inti yanto aba. And why? Omo ento aba no, it will have a serious effect on the MPP.
Can it be corrected? I know, but politically,
it can be corrected.
Yes,
it can be minimized.
Okay.
It can be minimized. It can be minimized because why? MPP has not yet chosen a running mate.
Okay.
So the choice of running mate. The choice of a running mate can minimize the deficit or widen
it can make
or unmake because it can widen the deficit or it can close it.
Yeah.
Because within Ashanti region,
yes, there are cracks. There are cracks. Why? There are MPs. People think that Napo is the front runner to become running mate to the MPP until his recent unwarranted outburst on young who consume electricity. Say young fire timetable. Otherwise, he was seen as one of the foremost. But there are MPs and former MPs who are also angry.
Senior, with all due respect, this statement you just made. I'm one person. Normally, say yeah, discussion na obi assembly and the previous assembly bem na ye cano trasa the whole no ebe say
that be say until no opinion. No opinion. But time is up.
Opinion and can be can't ketu abi wo. Or say adwuma ye no enye dum so. a challenges been about near resolving. Or foresee and for timetable.
No, say
we introduce a timetable. We say, one can say, anyway,
that is the feedback.
Bernard, oh, yeah, campaign.
Clearly, nipa to say Napo. Look, there are MPs in Ashanti region. There are former MPs. Na omo adwene say Naponti and omunya MPs bio. Because Napo etimi sponsor other people to contest them in their primaries. And they have not forgiven Napo. Ebimu krampo etinkunim. I'm speaking because this is my feedback from the people.
Yeah.
And so how he himself even will manage these things na nipa no amobano omo entu entiano, it's a problem. And of course, in Ashanti region, we know the number of people that want it. Duchum EPB, your friend is saying, Asante of Ghana Gas, Epe, Minuya Kokofu, Epe, Seombeye, running mate, and the late John Kuma.
I told you why is Kransone, former friends.
Leader, Chairman Sambosu. So the Ashanti region, the theft war, and the positioning and angling for the running mate, no, and also that's why I'm saying that can make or close the gap. Baby, I'm meteno. If you are in my shoe, you want the deficit gap to be widened. Let the MPP choose a running mate. That will ensure that the deficit gap is widened. Then the level of apathy for the MPP will widen. Then we'll get them to our side and we'll break the genes of NDC and MPP for the past 32 years.
Yeah, sir. Oh, time is not but sir, if Ombe Moba and Kabia 3 calls will not hurt. I mean, that will not hurt anybody. Anna 3 calls. All right, yes, about 3 calls. Time is not but say, because na man can be the one could be crank. More muti meaning say more on same baby can't at the farm. But on Napo issue, no, Ananka Branton person. You know. Sometimes say oh yeah there or be a woman. Hello. Okay, say oh yeah at the now say you are focused on getting it done. Yeah. Now I say yeah I say show pessimism be on here it be
frustration will make
that is what we call leadership.
Mamenka bibinchiro and ratadie we na me share. And I'm wearing it again today. Why? Because
why? Because Pacho Udini for Kwafrefi.
Pacho, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Pacho Udini for Kwafrefi.
I was like, Pacho, only have to turn and I'm essential and because that's what watching.
Nana, it's you.
Actually, I came on what? I came on about Nami first up when so mention Dr. Mama Dubonia, mention Dr. Matupok Pepper, no one ever reanimate. That's what Bernard Mona said. Dr. Napoleon ever reanimate. On one year Saturday, the panel. What I say? Now you my pa, my very good fat white yellow. One neighbor will never twice now. Papa no, so I know and this, you know. What got the people? Hey, then I don't want my baby or Ghana. I want to don't want 58%. Hey, Ghana for your way and the moon cost row. Your way and the conform. Jamama can be to Ben or war. Doomsa now, what's that? I fear that just our car said 20 years and they met my anno. I could buy 1 year, no, yes. And the Ghana for your mistake in that, and 12 months, and this is that. Ah!
But that's Nana Obi from 0200 854 0200 Oh yeah, unso the member of parliament skills in baby too. Obeka say ma onobeka say baba.
Ma mona yina. Mona na no go asam so. Presidential candidate. Na no go asam so.
Me say na me sorry atade me de koto ho. Masa me sorry around 1 a.m. Shum. Lights now go off.
That is also repeating.
I had no option because man tutu and I put my things down. Say I'm sorry na ma tutu. Now
and he's working at it.
No, at that time that
hello.
That is the time
they good morning.
Good morning.
David because Afri Oman George, you know. Yo, Pato, Mikia Ben more than and this man or Namichamunina, Pato Juma. Yamin Shobebre.
Amen.
Me person me bisa se no ya dum light no e so de enye dum so na. Me se Ghana for ni say ye pe kenke first kenke 1 city. Almost kenke 1 city we ye ntumi to. Se kenke 5 cities say to kwa ntumi to Chinambo. Chinambo ye 10 cities 15 cities. You told come 5 cities are. O ntumi to Chinambo e din rosa. But Mahama buy no school there or say airport. Me pese me bisa ni before no say akofaro buy no Ashanti Ruji etuma bakupe ana hospital ana school there be na o si o Ashanti Ruji ana otum fon kasa ene ba be jiji sika asana o ye kofaro cheye ye present ejuma ana ye o hini ejuma nti on chemi ebi bi ne office there no on chemi school there bakwa akofaro si o obuasi for 8 years on Kaiser Mahama no every before the no court for 8 months. The Mahama Krano want to me a government for 4 years so. But a Juma Papa will you know terminal 3. One Jessica was here. A Yakufaro ne Barman Mujiska or Nte Mahama obe winne or China. But Miss any before Omoko radio stations there say obi na amamre Omujai Emma Amamre for Mama Obiago Kamamre Sambia or radio station there. Amen.
That's a brilliant one.
The Potiani, the Ozumobi and Kahuasa.
And
I'm saying, send money Tiano to us, Mobi and Kahuasa.
Moma,
no, we need to understand.
We should take this as an opportunity.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And never be no more. Emra, via the best.
But Babuloma is my very good friend. Okay. He's like a father. He's a very learned guy. Onyen Yama and ya de papa. A mambre ya mambre. Intime pese ye hena I am interested in it. With the greatest respect, I disagree with it.
Any can say, Ebinumbe foul mo say omo ni mama mrechen obi anombe pass judgment. But I am for hello. 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 Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Pacho, didn't for quite free.
I'm free from.
Okay.
Pacho, what's the man say? Because I'm bisa MPP di bana oti.
Nana K.
Pacho, me prefer abisa MPP na oti TV ni so say. Ntinu ono ni ni fair na say. Any dise or support NDC party MPP party na.
Okay.
MPP ni na OTT ni so no. Me
answer no.
Then
These are questions you don't need to
MPP party ni.
That's what person be saying.
Okay. So Nana be you are no.
Woman say dum so no. You wom. Yes sir. Say o friend dum sie. Ana say bibia krampo a Emma nipa omonya lights.
Na gridco outage.
Na consistent. Because nipa
gridco outage.
Na consistent. O dey fatan table kekebra. Na mo say mo resolve issue no. Right? Enra. Na President Akufo-Addo abeka say, power na ye dey ma Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, and Togo no. Munchom.
Please. Also suspended.
Now what's okay?
See, so court near Kase set aside. It's just like canceling. All right. When it is set aside, it is cancelled.
Okay, suspension in
suspension in you can say.
Yes,
Abrasamandu katayre woso brugumenta. Weku abridi abrada sumaya chimpeni chimobra. Nana came that say. Honorable one day with us. Chairman Mona. Bye bye.